Thank you for staying with us. It's time now to take a look at stories making headlines on the front page of Nigerian newspapers. And I begin with the Nation newspaper. The major story here, planned protest. Defense headquarters, DSS, put men operatives on red alert. And the writers there, planners target change of government. NSA assures governors of security. And another story here, Nigeria's economy growing faster on reform gains, says Edun. Debt service drops from 97% to 68%. Revenue surges. $10 billion lost to crude oil theft in 7 months, says Speaker Abbas. And at the top corner, President leads tributes as Ohaneze leader Wanyanwu passes on. And may he so continue to rest in peace. And finally, on the front page of the Nation newspaper, 5 killed in Lagos building collapse, 5 rescued. Those are some of the stories you find on the front page of the Nation newspaper. To the salient times. DSS identifies sponsors of August the 1st protest warns against action. Says organizers planning to overthrow Tinubu. Tinubu holds emergency meeting with Sultan, Oni, IGP, others. Oni, Dane, Zazao, Emir, others plead for peace. I was part of protests against military without being violent, Tinubu is quoted as saying. Won't allow you destroy this country, military warns protesters. And another story here. Tinubu wants Ohaneze Ndigbo President General in Wanyanwu. Some stories on the front page of the Salient Times. To the Daily Independent now, we've identified sponsors of planned nationwide protest. That's what the DSS is saying. And it continues saying no to protest that leads to destruction of lives and property. That's the president speaking. Military intelligence envisages it may lead to anarchy, DMO director. Says protesters targeting worship centers, markets, critical assets, others. MBF warns against sponsoring pro-government protests to cause anarchy. INEC has capacity to conduct local government elections, says Yakubu. Another downstream police green initiative will boost capacity to maintain law and order. That's what the president has said. And the TUC is saying that the federal government's decision to float Naira reason for economic hardship demands police protection for #EndBadGovernance protesters. And the SGF says the federal government spent $1.5 billion to protect oil installations in 4 years. Some stories on the front page of the Daily Independent. To the blueprint now. On planned August the 1st protest, we won't allow extreme violence, anarchy, Tinubu, Defense Headquarters, DSS warns. The writers there, protesters target violent outcome for regime change, Afunanya. They want to create a state of war. The military is saying that. NSA assures governors, Afenifere, TUC cautions Nigerians. Another story here at the downstream, troops neutralize 100 bandits in Niger. At the top corner, don't detain suspect beyond prescribed time. AJF warns the security agencies. Some of the stories you find on the front page of the blueprint. And to the Punch newspaper now. Tinubu rallies NSA, monarchs as hunger protest looms. President meets APC governors on Sultan. Clerics as protest gains momentum. Opposition charges Tinubu to address Nigerians. Army, DSS, pledge plot to force regime change. And another story here. Lagos begins probe as 5 killed in building collapse. Police station rape. NGOs condemn pace of investigation. And 16 more state-owned schools get student loan approval. Some stories on the front page of the Punch newspaper. To the First News newspaper now. Nation on high alert as protest tensions escalate. Security forces issue stern warnings against planned unrest. Military warns protests could spark Kenya-like anarchy. DSS sponsors of protests identified aiming to topple Tinubu's government. Tinubu holds emergency meeting with Sultan Oni, NSA, IGP, that's Inspector General of Police, APC governors. Traditional rulers urge patience after meeting with President. Senate invites Dangote, NNPCL, CBN, Nimasa, others over alleged economic sabotage. And 2024 Olympics, Brazil defeats defiant Super Falcons 1-0. Those are some stories on the front page of the First News newspaper. Today's Nigeria newspaper, still talking about the protest march. Government won't condone loss of lives, destruction of property. Tinubu warns. And Wike is quoted as saying that don't come near FCT. President addressing hunger. Sultan of Sokoto, Oni of Ife, other monarchs caution organizers on possible hijack of protests. And Senate summons NNPCL, CBN, Nimasa, Dangote, others over economic sabotage. ECA tasks African countries on reforms to address rising indebtedness. Some stories on the front page of this Nigeria newspaper. Olamide.
I begin here with the Daily News Hub. End bad governance. Tinubu makes last-ditch effort to avert nationwide protest. Meets with governors, traditional rulers, others. We're not part of planned nationwide protest, TVC says, and bad governance protest will not hold in the FCT. Wike declares, says, it is a day we will honor Abuja traditional rulers. Oni, others, royal fathers urge organizers to embrace dialogue. We have capacity to conduct local government elections. INEC tells NAS. DSS identifies and bad governance protest sponsors, warns against action. The major stories on the front page of the Daily News Hub. August 1 hardship protest. Tinubu APC governors meet traditional rulers in Aso-Rock. Oni Afenifere call for caution. Shelve planned strike for sake of economy. Senator Kalu tells youths. Tuesday demands police protection for protesters as unions groups put members on standby. Nigeria lost $10 billion in 7 months. Federal government spent $1.5 billion fighting oil theft in 2020. There is a sinister move to cause chaos, extreme violence. DSS identifies funding lines, collaborators. On the rivers crisis for Bara, Wike's camps intensify battle for supremacy. Thugs on rampage as Mawule insists on speakership. AGF cautions security agents against illegal detention of suspects. Customs says there's 11.2 billion naira illicit drugs at an airport. And Senate threatens arrest warrant against defaulters that honor the petroleum sector probe. Summons petroleum minister, NNPC Limited, CBN, NPA, others, says there will not be sacred cows. These are the major stories on the front page of the New Telegraph. To leadership Friday, states beef up security as Tinubu meets governors. Military DSS vows to resist violence, hijack of rally. I'm not averse to peaceful demonstration, says Tinubu. Protest will not hold in the FCT. Wike declares and protect organizers. The TUC is urging the government. Another story here says Nigeria records fastest economic growth in 6 years in the first quarter of 2024, according to Wale Edun. 5 die as building collapses in Lagos. We have the capacity to conduct local government polls, INEC says, and the Senate has also vowed to expose saboteurs in the oil sector. 571 pharmacies medicine shops shut in Bauchi. The major stories on the front page of the leadership to the Daily Times. Nigeria's economy on path of recovery. President Tinubu says, we will do more to meet the needs of citizens. I have no cabal or sponsors to compensate. On the planned protest, military will not watch Nigeria thrown into state of anarchy. That's according to the defense headquarters. We have a covered plan to infiltrate planned protests. Troops neutralize 106 terrorists, arrest 164 others in 1 week. On local government autonomy, teachers' salaries are better paid by states. According to the NUT, the major stories on the front page of the Daily Times. To Nigeria News Direct, Tinubu's government still on course to reduce food prices, lift millions out of poverty. Minister of Finance says dump ways and means as the federal government targets FX from diaspora with issuance of $500 million security August. Says 600,000 households beneficiaries of dialect transfer program this week alone. Osun government acquires 72 new tractors to boost food security. ITU ranks Nigeria high in a digital transformation readiness. PCN shut 571 illegal pharmacies, medicine shops in Bauchi. DSS alleges anarchy plots as the Lagos government denies Oru festival involvement. The major stories on the front page of Nigeria News Direct. To The Guardian, region's citizens languish amid proliferation of political SPVs. TVC insists on May 1, 2024 date for new minimum wage. Nigeria's petrol import from Malta surges by 342%. NTS intercept 7 containers of codeine syrup worth over 11 billion. And responders recover 5 bodies, rescue 5 others in Lagos building. Tinubu Igbo nation others mourn demise of Nwayao at 82. The major stories on the front page of The Guardian. To the Platform Times, I have neither cabal nor sponsors to compensate. According to President Tinubu, Tinubu meets Sultan Oni security chiefs ahead of planned #end bad governance in Nigeria protests. DSS arrests governor's aide, orders over alleged diversion of federal rice palliative in Katsina. Misuse of FARC funds could lead to jail. Federal government wants local government chairman. Obasanjo says witches wizards delayed my arrival. My mother endured a tough pregnancy. Interesting. But these are the major stories on the front page of the Platform Times. So the Voice of Liberty. Renewed Kaduna restoration groups applaud State Assembly. Governor Sani for scrapping municipal authorities imposed by El Rufai. CSOs, religious groups demand probe of NNPC, GMD SARC. Above Benin backs President Tinubu, encourages Nigerians to endure hunger, shall protest. The major stories on the front page of the Voice of Liberty. To the Nature News. At a send-off dinner, AFDB DG Barrow hails Governor Zulum on project, says Nigeria is a great nation. Dump site management crucial to mitigate environmental hazards. That's according to the Lagos State government. Kano government prepares farmland for dry season farming. The major stories on the front page of the Nature News. And finally, on Sporting Live, PSG pull out of Osimhen transfer. Villa monitoring Karim Adeyemi. Dortmund open to selling €35 million forward. Arsenal, Chelsea, Spurs to battle for €25.5 million door. The major stories on the front page of the Sporting Live. Veronica.
Interesting. I would have loved to know more about President Obasanjo's